All right, guys. So yesterday we went probably about an hour and a half away. We picked up a new flip truck. We're going to take it around with it, fix it up a little bit, and probably resell it. I'm really excited about this one. It's been a while since I messed with one of these trucks. It's a 77 F250 Ranger, 4-wheel drive. It's got a 390 4-speed manual transmission, a dually rear axle with a flatbed. So check it out. So this is our current state. We got this tire popped off the bead. So we're gonna go ahead and just pull it off and put this roller spare off an OBS onto it so we can get it off the trailer and power wash it and clean it up and start making it look presentable. So let's go. All right, guys, we got our tire on it. We're gonna go ahead and get the power washer fired up and give this thing a good deep cleaning. Take the sideboards off, clean the bed off, power wash the cabin, front clip, just get it all cleaned up and see what we're working with. So let's go. All right, guys, she's all washed up. We went ahead and pulled the spark plugs out of the cylinders and we sprayed Freol into the cylinders. Let it sit for a second. Then we hooked the chain up to it, hooked it to the truck, stuck the truck in third gear and just bumped it with the other truck. Just nudged, pulled it. And we got the motor broke free that way. So she's freaking kicking free now. So we're gonna stick the spark plugs back in it, dump some gas down the carburetor and see if we got fire. Let's go. This is awesome. All right, guys, so we pulled the spark plugs out. We sprayed the Freol in the cylinders, let it sit for a second. We nudged it with a chain and another truck, put the truck in gear, pulled on it with another truck. Got the motor spun free. Got all the electronics hooked up. Put the spark plugs back in it. Hooked the spark plug wires back up. And got it to fire off a carb clean. So we've already took a trip to the gas station and got us some gas. So we're going to fill it up now. See if we can get the fuel system primed up. Because these trucks factory had a lift pump. It was down here on the side of the block. It runs off a cam lobe. It's like a manual fuel pump. But somebody's already disconnected that and just put an electronic pump on this truck. So we're gonna hook the electronic pump up, see if we can get some fuel squirting out of this hose. We're gonna stick it to the carburetor and see if we can get it driving around. This is awesome. Sick, let's go. Getting this gas put in there. All right, we're filled up. Ready to crank this key over and get this electric pump running. Watch our line here. Well, guys, we got up here to the shop and we put pressure into the tank to try and force the fuel out of the lines, but we ended up forcing the fuel out of holes in the tank. So we got some fuel leaks now. We're gonna have to chase down after the fuel drains out. I want to zoom in. I don't know. Got some fuel leaks. We'll let it drain out overnight, and tomorrow we'll come back in, put new fuel lines and everything on it from front to back. Then it should run. Should do what it's supposed to do. So close though. We got it fired up off a carb clean and gasoline in the carburetor, didn't we, Blaine? So it runs, hits on all 8. I'm happy. All right, guys, so we kind of got a wild hair underneath our butts last night and pulled the 77 in, started stripping the front end apart, put some lift kit springs on it. So I'm halfway through the middle of it now. We got one spring on. We still have to bust the bolt and the shackle out of this spring because the bolt is like rust welded into the sleeve collar on the bushing. So we're gonna get that done. Get this other front, the driver's side front spring on, and then we'll get this sucker back together and then get actual true dually wheels on the front, because I put spacers on it to run actual 16-inch dually wheels on the front, make it a dually front and rear. So this should help the truck as far as the way it sits. It should level it out some more, pick the front end up, make it look a little bit better, and achieve the look I'm going for. So let's go. Let's get to it. All right, guys. I don't know how good you can hear me with the wind blowing the way it is right now. We got high boy springs in the front. Got them put in, got them bolted up, but we still need to get some shocks and a few other little bits and pieces. But it's on the ground. Right now, we got these single wheel OBS stocks on the front end until I can get the hub taken apart on the other side. Get the studs, the lug studs switched out so I can put the dually spacers on it. And then we can put dually wheels on the front. And we'll probably end up slapping on the 10 lugs from the Tow Pig OBS on it just to see how it looks. Practically leveled it out perfectly. Those are pre-77 high boy springs, I believe. Picked it up just enough. I'm liking the way it's going. So we're gonna roll on with it. Next step is get a new tank in the rear end, and then new fuel lines from the rear tank all the way up to the motor. But we got the motor running. All right, guys, so I've failed to log everything that I've done so far. We got the 77 driving, got it running and driving. We have a fuel pump rigging with a 3-gallon gas tank under the hood. I had to rebuild the carburetor, but we got it running and driving. So here's our gas tank. Goes down to our inline electric pump, straight up to our carburetor, new filter, new seals in the carburetor, because I went through a whole mess of stuff with that carburetor. I had that carburetor off 3 different times. It runs, fires up, drives, moves, stops, charges. Had to put a new alternator belt on it. The other one shredded off. But anyways, I'll show you guys what it looks like with the 16-inch dually wheels on it. You can see what we're about to do here. It turned out killer though. I really like the way this truck's coming around. We're gonna lift it up, pull the front dually wheels off, pull the back dually wheels off. I'm pretty sure this is a single wheel rear end, and there are specific wheels designed to go around it so they can run duals on the rear end. So I had to go and get 2-inch spacers to put on the rear axle so that the inner duals on the 10 lugs wouldn't hit the leaf springs. So we'll be stacked spacer to adapter on the back, but it's just for looks. We're not hauling, towing, or putting any weight on this thing. Like I'm just putting it all together to look at it, basically. So we're gonna turn the music on, set the camera up, and get to tearing her down. Let's go. Guys, so we ended up having some issues with the lug nuts that were holding the 10 lugs on the front end of the red dually. I ended up twisting one and breaking it off, and then 2 others were so stuck on that we ended up breaking the lug key. Well, luckily I had another lug key for them over here in the box, so I went over there and grabbed it and had to get the torches out and heat the lug nuts up, and was able to get them all off that way by taking my time and heating them up. But we got them all on here, and it's freaking killer, dude. Oh, turned out freaking sick. I didn't necessarily have a plan of what I was going to do with this truck and like the direction that I was going to go. Like, I've literally just been messing with it and tinkering with it here and there, and it just keeps adding up, and it's built up to this within a week. It's awesome. Ah, I love it. I haven't got the hubcap and spikes on this front wheel yet, but it sticks out. We got some cleaning up to do on the interior. This thing sat for like 5 to 10 years. We pulled it out of the woods. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That's it for this clip. See you on the next one. Peace out.